Hi everyone, it's February 19th, 2026. One of the side effects of today's world is maybe a smattering of paranoia, where big things remain unspoken. Fears seem to be peeking around corners. Fears that you have seem to be peeking around corners proverbially, and you feel safe, but yet there is some tinge of danger in certain situations that you can't shake the feeling of. And so this kind of latent or light paranoia that we all live with is a mainstay, or not a mainstay, but it is a reality of many for many people in this life. And the best way I deal with this issue of paranoia is not to deny the possibility of any conspiracy, or not to deny the validity of your senses. It's just that we have to realize that God has given us a life, and within this life, He has given us as much choice as we can have at this moment. And I'm not saying it's a choice whether to be paranoid or not, but the linkage that we still have with God supersedes the things that we may be paranoid about. And I'm not saying that we could avoid all danger. I'm not saying that sometimes we can't be tripped up. I'm just saying that as long as we have this linkage with God that we connect with, that we have faith in, and that we trust in, the things that we are paranoid about usually stay at bay. As long as, and what helps, I'm not saying that good people are impervious to any trials or any challenges, but following the way of God, the way that God has given us, keeps certain protections in place, even when things seem dire. In the end, God comes through, and God notices that you are a witness for Him, or notice you are a witness of Him. And when God notices that you are a witness of Him, there are certain protections and certain blessings that those that choose Him attain. So this gets me to thinking about reassembly. When you are in the throes, in the normal daily walk of being good, of being a follower of God, when you are in that daily walk, sometimes you may feel like you are being challenged unfairly, or being possibly attacked by forces that don't necessarily show themselves on the outside, but in the internal, where you have conflict of inner dialogue, where you have doubts, where you have fears. And so what happens is that if you argue with these fears long enough, sometimes some of us get worn down, and we get picked apart. All the arguments we make get beaten and turned against us. And so when that happens, and when you get picked apart, you feel like you may feel like you lost, and that you may become despondent and hopeless for a few moments. But the reassembly always happens, because if you at your core, at your base, are trying to do good and do good and have become well at doing good, those arguments that picked you apart, they evaporate, and you reassemble automatically, because you have a breadcrumb trail back to your core, and you're like, no, these things that they said about me, yes, I may have made mistakes, yes, I may have contradicted myself at points, but if I go all the way back, if I follow these proverbial breadcrumbs all the way back to my core, to my base, I know that I'm a good person, and I have never done harm with malice. I have never done harm with carelessness. I have been paying attention to what I do. I have been trying to better myself. So those arguments, while they may have seemed solid, and they might have used what you may say a straw man philosophy or argument, straw man argument, I know in the end that I am not what they say about me or what these challenging thoughts may imply about me. And so that's how you reassemble in one aspect. Reassembling in another aspect may come after you have been worn down and you commit an act maybe that you aren't so proud of. So in this instance, you have certainly, undoubtedly tripped up. You have made a mistake. You have indulged. You have let your anger out at the wrong person. You have kind of hurt somebody that had faith in you. And so yes, in this instance, you have done wrong. But to reassemble is to realize that if you realize nobody ever said you don't make mistakes, nobody ever said they believe in you because that you don't trip up sometimes. People believe in you because throughout the time that they have known you and known of you, you have done great things and you have been loving. You've been there for people. You have done your best. And so if those that see you trip up want to turn their back on you, then maybe they weren't with you for the right reasons in the beginning, and that's okay. Not everybody has to be for you, but those that know that you have tripped up, you made a mistake, and they understand and have understanding with you, they see you and they know that because they know you, they know that you will rebound and you will go back to your good ways. And personally, when you trip up yourself and you have ripped yourself apart and you have shamed yourself for being fooled or for giving in, the best way to reassemble is, like I said before, our tangent to that is to realize that you never said you were perfect. You never said you don't make mistakes. You just said you are a follower of God, and followers of God make mistakes all the time. They make big mistakes, and they must deal with challenges and judgment at lots of turns in their life. So that is just a part of being a follower of God, is making mistakes and falling. But the ones that get back up and keep on walking towards God are the ones that are true in the end, are the ones that are honest in the end. And the last thing I can say about reassembly in this life is when your core is taken away. When somebody provides an argument to you, and it could be anything, but if somebody provides an argument to you and you start to doubt God, you start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt your way of life, you start to doubt everything. And when your core is taken away and there's no breadcrumbs to go back to where you started from, where your base is, and you feel like you are washed away, reassembly comes in waiting. Reassembly comes in inviting the challenges to come while you're weakened, knowing that because you have seen so much with God and experienced so much with God in your life, and you can't necessarily feel him in your core right now, to be open and withstand the challenges that come after your core has been taken away, and have faith in your past and your past actions and your past love for God in this life. Your core will come back in the right time. It may seem like you're jumping off a building and you have no wings, you have no parachute sometimes. When your core has been taken away and you're trying to fight and you have no ground to stand on, if you just let things be and have faith, your core will come back and you will reassemble and you may become stronger than you were before. So I hope this helps. Thanks.